Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Brace Law channel. Today I will be talking about work permits, specifically the LMIA or the Labor Market Impact Assessment. Stay tuned because there are a lot of important information that you have to know prior to starting the process to get a work permit through an LMIA. In a nutshell, an LMIA is a number that is issued by Service Canada to a Canadian employer. This number is important because once the employer has a positive LMIA, then the foreign worker can apply for a work permit that could last from 6 months to 2 years depending on the requirements of the job. It is important for two reasons. A, because you are gaining experience in the Canadian job market, as well as B, for your express entry, which would qualify you for the Canadian experience class. The first step to getting an LMIA is to get in touch with the employer. If the employer has not retained a lawyer or a consultant, then we also act for the employer, where we put advertisements online for the position that you are a candidate for. So one of the platforms that we must use is Job Bank, and then we also have to use two additional platforms that could be Indeed, Monster.ca, or Workopolis. It's important that we also use the feature of Job Match on Job Bank, because Service Canada will look out for that. Essentially, these ads have to be alive for about 2 to 3 months prior to starting the application, the LMIA application, to see the interested candidates within Canada. There are two types of LMIA application. There is the high wage LMIA application and the low wage LMIA application, and this is to determine based on the position that you are being offered. There is a little bit of research that we have to do prior to submitting the application, just to make sure that the NOC or the occupation that you are a candidate for falls either for the low wage or for the high wage application. Once 2 to 3 months have passed, then we are ready to start with the application. And obviously during this wait time, we ask the employer of some crucial information that we need for the application. The application is quite extensive, so there are a lot of information that we need from the employer. So you can be the one that would assist with receiving that information, or we can get in touch directly with the employer. It's very important that there are no mistakes in the application, because it's very easy for the application to get refused. So attention to detail is a must. If this is the first LMIA for the employer, then there are extensive documentation that we must also provide. So we always advise that prior to initiating an LMIA application, it's always good to retain a lawyer or perhaps to consult with a lawyer, so that if you undertake to do this on your own, at least you have a general understanding of the process and what type of documentation you must submit. Now that the application has been submitted, then there is another 2 months wait for an LMIA to be issued. So it can either be negative or positive. Once the LMIA is positive and it has been issued, the employer has an extensive period of time, maybe 6 months or a little bit longer, to provide the foreign worker or the foreign workers with the number, and we start with the work permit application. If you are from a visa exempt country, we just submit a work permit application. If you are from a visa required country, then we also have to apply for an entrance visa so that you are allowed to enter Canada and work as well. The time frame to receive a work permit can be anywhere from 1 to 4 months. It depends on the officers that are processing the application, and especially right now with COVID, the processing times are affected. There are a lot of benefits to an LMIA application. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, not only are you receiving Canadian experience, especially if you are in a good national occupation category that will later on assist you with your express entry or permanent residency application, but also another benefit to it is that if you are already in the express entry pool, an LMIA, a positive LMIA or job offer at that point would additionally add 50 points that would help with your express entry. So it's very important that you do consult us prior to doing anything drastic with your status in Canada.